No, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying I think you're stupid for doing it. Hi, I'm Allan.
And I'm Russell.
And this is Popculture Pontification.
The travel guide to Sydney and surround.
Yes. For all your Sydney fun facts and tips, you've come to the right place. It's just a really hidden podcast because people who want to go to Sydney and learn about it are never going to find us.
No.
But if you do find us, that's how you get all the juicy goss. Yes, for those who aren't aware or who are just tuning in, last week I, the co-founder and starring, beautiful-faced lead of the podcast.
Best supporting host nominee.
Yes, because I won Best Host. That's
Right.
why I could only be a nominee for supporting host. Was not here last week. I was in Sydney with my girlfriend for a convention. We had good fun. And Russell stayed behind and bravely manned the fort.
I did. Let's thank Gav for joining me last week.
Thank you, Gav, for joining in it and attempting a coup against me.
And this will be actually Alan's farewell podcast.
Yes, the people have spoken.
Yeah.
It was Gav. Gav spoke.
Gav spoke.
Gav spoke, and you don't question Gav.
No.
You don't question Gav because you get caught in an argument for about 20 minutes if you question
He'll
Gav.
just talk over you.
But no, I did listen to the podcast when I was over there.
And what'd you think?
Gav was apparently having a seizure the entire time, tapping the table, tapping this, and all that sort of stuff. Really leading you around by the nose in regards to topics.
Well, I figured he's only got the one episode. So.
You should just let him have free reign.
Yeah.
I will admit that I really liked the intro. Because it sounded like a really professional radio thing. Because instead of this back and forth that we do, it was just like, hi,
just me
I'm Russell, and welcome to Popculture Pontification. I've got a guest with me today. Joining me is Gavin. Say hello, Gavin.
Do you want to go back and re-record the intro?
Just have me do it, or you do it?
No, well, you do it.
Okay. Well, I gotta put my hat in the ring, and then the people can vote, and whoever wins will get the intro slot.
The questionable prize of having to do the intro every week.
Yes, that's it. Then the other one can also not do the outro because we've got to keep it. We've got to have some sort of uniformity throughout.
Do we
this
have
thing.
an outro?
We do have an outro, yeah.
Oh, you mean the social media stuff?
Yeah, and I say if you enjoyed this, come on back next week for another episode of Popculture Pontification. Don't stop listening. That was not the outro. Just in case.
It was like, oh, thank God.
Mercifully
short.
Short one this week. I really didn't have anything to talk about since I got back. But this is good. I liked your intro. I feel you were not strict enough with the guest. You got to lead with an iron fist like I do. And did not enjoy you guys slandering the Marvel Cinematic Universe for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Russell is a fresh-faced young virgin on the comic book readers scene. I felt you should have put up more of a fight for your beloved new comic format.
I wouldn't say beloved. I can appreciate, but not uncritically.
Is that even a word? Uncritically?
Yeah.
Doesn't
it's
sound
opposite
like
of critically.
Well, there's lots of words that you can't just chuck an un in front of and make it as obvious opposite.
Go and look it up. We'll wait.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
You win this round, Russell. But yes, I was in Sydney for a convention. It was RTXAU or RTAU. I can never remember which one. It was Rooster Teeth Convention in Australia.
Now, Allan, pretend I don't know what Rooster Teeth is, because I don't really. What's Rooster Teeth?
All right, Rooster Teeth is a company that has been around making internet content for about 13 years now. They started out with the incredibly popular series Red vs. Blue, which is Halo Machinima. And go even deeper into the rabbit hole, if you don't know what machinima is, it's where you take in-game footage, not the cutscenes, like the engine of the game, and use it to act out scenes, record the video, and then dub audio over it. And you add in effects if you wish, and so on and such forth. And it was basically started out as sort of a parody of Halo. And it just spanned into this big expansive universe with all these different characters. And it's a comedy. And that's really their bread and butter. But they made internet videos for years.
Okay.
And they eventually got really popular because they were very consistent with their uploads. Fingers crossed. That's what we're doing.
So in 13 years' time.
13 years' time.
There'll be a
PCP AU.
mention.
PCP AU.
Yeah.
Which will get raided constantly by the police.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now they branched off and they do, they have an anime series. Or basically, they have an animated series. They have 2 animated series that I'm aware of.
About what?
The first one is called Ruby, which was championed by a guy called Monty Ohm, who unfortunately passed away.
Okay.
And that is sort of like 3D model animated, and it's like a fantasy universe where it's RWBY is pronounced Ruby, and it's all about this these girls in this academy basically where you go to be
one
like
of those shows.
yeah monster hunters and all that sort of stuff, and the main cast are all based off of like fairy tales. Like the R is Ruby is her name, and she's based off Red Riding Hood, and then the W stands for Whis, I believe. I could be pronouncing that wrong. I could be remembering that wrong. She's based off someone else. I can't fucking remember. And so on and so forth. Y is called Yang, and she's based off Goldilocks. I can't remember who the B1 is based off of. And
so, Ruby, the character,
yes,
is
Ruby
the R
Rose.
in the acronym
RWBY, which is pronounced Ruby. Yes.
Is Ruby the character's name spelled RWBY?
No, RUBY.
Okay, right.
It's basically the school, the academy, groups people, the students into groups of 4.
Yeah.
And then takes the first letters of each their initials and makes names, you know, team names out of them. And shockingly enough, everybody is named after a gem of some variety.
That's very convenient.
Very convenient that all the characters arrange their letters into a acronym for some form of like Ruby, Emerald, and, you know, so on and so forth.
How do you do Emerald
I
with
don't
4
know.
letters?
To be honest, I've not seen a huge amount of it. I'm more of a Red versus Blue fan than.
Right.
It's very good though. I would recommend it to people who like that sort of thing.
So when you say 3D animated, I just picture,
3D models.
I just picture Beast Wars.
Sort of like Beast Wars, but it's very cel-shaded sort of animation instead of full 3D rendered stuff.
Right.
And it's very in-depth. They like all have melee weapons that turn into guns and grenade launchers and stuff like that. They transform and all that sort of stuff.
What kind of academy for girls is this?
It's not just girls. It's just an academy.
Of killers?
Of the world is like got full of monsters and all that sort of
okay.
stuff, and they train the students to fight the monsters and so on and so forth.
Right.
And it's got the standard people who are half animal and all that sort of stuff.
Standard.
Yeah, this is basically anime. It's
Dog face people.
Yeah, is aired in Japan actually as an anime. So there you go.
Is it produced there?
No, it's produced in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all very fancy. It's very popular. It just doesn't really fit my demographic of 31-year-old male. But it's very good. I'd recommend it. And they do lots of other things. They do live-action shorts. They've got a podcast that has won many awards, which I'm quite a big fan of as well.
What's it called?
Rooster Teeth Podcast.
It's very creative.
But they've got about 3 other podcasts as well from like the different segments of it. One of their subsidiary sort of businesses is Achievement Hunter, which I don't know if you've heard of or not.
You're going to be getting a lot of blank looks this podcast.
Yeah,
but
fair
I'm a knowledge sponge, please.
Yes. Achievement Hunter was started many years ago, many moons ago, and it's started out as one of the original guys from Red vs. Blue. Started doing like video guides on how to get achievements in games. And it sort of expanded and spiraled out from there. Now there's a whole team of them. They play like video games together and record it, and they do like things to do in this game and challenge things and challenge maps and all this sort of stuff. It's hugely popular, enormously so. And they've partnered up with a group of people called Funhouse, which is Funhaus, Funhouse.
Yeah.
Who are like a separate company that they've sort of absorbed, and they've been taken over by an even larger sort of media internet conglomerate and all that sort of stuff. And have you heard of Screw Attack? No, again, in blank look. That's another sort of internet video site that's on YouTube.
About YouTube.
It is on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Right.
And they do like death battles, which I've told you about.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen some of
Yes. And they partnered with them, and they're like friends with them. Freddie Wong, they're friends with him as well. Again, a blank look, a guy who does internet videos. From Rocket Jump is his business. And they're just like, they've got like 150 people on staff last time I checked.
Mm-hmm.
And they just make all these shorts. They just made Laser Team the movie, of which I've talked about on the podcast before, which we'll get into later. And yeah, they're just a massive thing. And they've done a couple of conventions in Texas. And their biggest sort of market outside of Texas is Australia.
Oh, okay.
Like, we have our own dedicated store over here, you know, for their merchandise.
This is surreal.
So, and the reason why they, like a bit large reason why the Laser Team movie happened was of Australia, because we donated the most amount of money to the campaign to sort of fund the movie and all that sort of stuff, which is why the premiere for Laser Team was here. And coincidentally, it coincided with the convention as well. So, which is why their first convention was here in Sydney, because we're their largest market.
Wow.
So there you go. That's about 6 minutes of me badly explaining what Rooster Teeth is.
It was good to know. This is like when I found out about Pandora bracelets. I didn't know what they were.
I still don't know what they are.
They're like a little bracelet with little...
I mean, I know what they are. I just don't understand why they exist.
No, I don't know either. But well, I don't know if they do anymore. It may have just been a passing fad.
There's stores, Pandora stores.
They have whole shops.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
can buy little overpriced...
A friend of ours used to work there. Cara did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Doesn't anymore. But she did. I think it was just a summer thing. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like this whole subculture that I was completely unaware of.
There's so many of those things out there, I guess. And I think it really takes you by surprise when it's part of something that you're like on the edges of. Like, I would never be on the edges of the Pandora fucking bracelet market.
No, but like internet gaming YouTube channel seems like something that would have come across my desk.
Funny internet videos that have been around for 13 years, you think you'd run across them before.
And I remember seeing Red vs. Blue when they first released, and I was like, that's pretty funny.
And then you just dismissed it.
Somehow it has spiraled out into a company employing 150 people.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre to me.
It's out there. I've tried to get you interested in them.
But you know how that goes.
But you know how that goes. I can't tell you to enjoy something. No. I gotta trick you. I gotta trick you into enjoying something.
Yeah.
So yes, I was over in Sydney for 10 days. The convention was 2 days. So I spent the rest of the time sightseeing with my girlfriend, whom I can say pretty much anything about because she doesn't listen to the podcast. So I have some stuff to talk about in regards to that. I'll leave out all the touristy stuff, but we can talk about the pop culture-y stuff I did while I was over there.
Well, hang on. I want to hear the stuff you want to say about your girlfriend that you don't want her to hear.
She is delightful and wonderful. And I say this only in the certainty that if I say anything bad, you will download the audio, cut that bit out, and send it to her.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, do you want me to start because I got a bunch of stuff, or do you want to sort of lead the charge just so people know that you're still here while I'm talking for about the next 40 minutes?
No, you go to town.
Well, how about
I recorded a podcast 3 days ago.
That's true, you did.
Yeah, my tank's a little dry.
Your tank is always a little dry. Oh,
whoa,
throwing shade.
Personal attacks.
All right. Well, I'll start off with the game that I bought while I was over there at the convention.
Yep.
I was wandering around and I got bamboozled by bright and shiny lights. And a guy...
Booth babes? They have booth babes.
I didn't see any booth babes, actually.
There was a lot of conventions have been, trying to get rid of booth babes.
Yeah, they're quite degrading.
Yeah. A bit crass.
A bit crass, yes. But I think that maybe the very attractive lady amateur model crowd is fighting against that, because that's like a large part of their bread and butter is booth babes.
Well, I'm sure the attractive young amateur model crowd can, get by.
I think it's only at anime conventions and stuff where they're trying to stop booth babes from being a thing. I think they're always gonna booth babes quotation marks are always gonna be a thing at like racetracks and auto shows.
Well,
and stuff like
probably.
that.
But there has been a push in the gaming industry to try and
it's not exactly
cut down on that kind of stuff.
It's not exactly pro-feminism or equality, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for, not feminism.
Well, yeah. That's like, the market is not just horny teenage boys.
No, it's also horny teenage girls.
Yeah. And horny older people of both genders.
Yes, that's true.
And
Well, everybody's
other
horny,
genders in
basically.
between.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw a guy wandering around on the Sydney streets. This like old Asian Mr. Miyagi sort of type.
Right.
Jumping right into the racism.
Are we going to have to edit this out?
No, he was like, he just wandered around the streets of Sydney. And maybe he's like a well-known, like, sort of street celebrity there.
I like that guy who rides his bike around Perth.
I'll take your word on that. I have no idea who you're talking about. He's this guy, and he's wearing this big sandwich board. And on it, it said, I'm paraphrasing here, because I can't remember the exact wording, because I just dismissed it. But I saw him, like, a couple of times. It
It's not like the
said,
sandwich board
God
thing.
is okay with you being horny, just not while you're driving.
What? This is like this is the latest entry in the regular segment. Allan sees weird shit on the back of people's cars.
Yeah, I know. But it's on a sandwich board. I swear to God, it said, paraphrasing here, God is okay with you being horny, just not when you're driving. And it befuddled me. And I don't know whether that was the purpose of the sandwich board or whether there was like a deeper meaning there that I just wasn't picking up. Like, being horny is okay, but don't get blowjobs while you're driving because you will crash.
Is that what he means? Or does
I
he
don't
mean,
know.
like,
I didn't ask him. I
Don't-
regret not asking him.
don't press the horn in your car?
Oh, that's an alternate sort of thing.
But why would God give a shit?
My initial assumption was that he's a very religious man whose daughter died in an auto accident while giving a man fellatio.
Yeah.
But maybe there's another meaning there that I'm just not picking up.
It's very bizarre, because the two parts of the statement don't seem to have anything to do with each
Yeah.
other.
Also, very progressive of him, religion-wise, to be okay with people being horny. You know, not trying to, like, promote celibacy and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, most religions are fine with regular people being...
Married people being horny.
Well, yeah. Just not priests.
It's true. Much to their disappointment.
Yeah.
That was just an aside. What the hell were we talking about after I jumped into that?
We were talking about weird Asian guys with sandwich boards.
That's it. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you figured me out.
No, you were in Sydney, and
That's all you got?
you went to a convention,
I did went to. All right.
and you also went
Oh,
to
I
other
was
things?
befuddled by. All right. This is how it went. I went.
You're
at
going to
the-
clean all this up, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. It went in Sydney
Yep.
at the convention.
Yep.
Bright lights at a booth. Got befuddled. Booth babes.
Got horny.
Got horny. Auto show.
Yeah.
Booth babes. Equality.
Sandwich board.
And then somehow we got to sandwich board guy from there. I don't know how we made that jump,
Yeah.
but horny people. That's how we got there. Yes, booth babes to horny people. That's how we got there, and so on and such forth. Horny older people, and then I jumped to his horny sign. Yes, I figured it out. I backtraced it, Russell.
You
Anyway.
probably got 5 minutes of usable content.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'm fine with that. I can chop and change this so I sound genius.
Yeah.
No, I bought...
If only you could do the same in reality.
It's true. My one superpower that I desire.
Yeah.
No, I got talked into buying a video game when I was at the convention for $10.
Who's manning the booth? Was it the creator of the game or just some
I never really
promo
asked, to be honest. I'm assuming it was just somebody who was a part of the company. The name of which I've got around here somewhere. It's called Surprise Attack. I got a little pamphlet right here. That I
let
brought
me have a
back
look
with
while
me.
you're telling them.
You can have a look at that. Surprise Attack Games. The game is called Super Mutant Alien Assault, which is sort of a roguelike. Help me describe it.
Well, it's a platform action game.
It's side-scrolling, side view, 2D.
Well, it doesn't really scroll.
Okay, well, shut up, Russell.
It's
Alright,
2D action platform.
Action platformer, yeah. And you just jump from stage to stage. You're in a spaceship. You're a little robot fighting aliens, mutant aliens. They're assaulting you, and they're super. So there you go. That describes the name. Super Mutant Alien Assault.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It cost me $10, and it's a pretty small game. I don't know. Like size-wise, it was only like 150 meg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's got like, pixel graphics.
And you pick up There's like little dispensers that dispense like guns, random guns, random grenades, and you can health fill-ups, and aliens pop in out of the background and you shoot them, and you complete different challenges in the different levels. And
I got an electric pogo stick.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that one's lots of fun.
Bounce around the level and jump on enemies' heads.
And explode them. Yeah. And I think it's a one-hit kill, actually.
Yeah, it was a one-hit kill on like everything.
Yeah.
And it was the easiest weapon to aim. So really, it just seemed like the best weapon.
But it's randomized which one you get out of the thing. And you ran out of ammo, and usually before you run out of ammo, you could go back and pick up another weapon. Whether you are happy with one you got. You got twin Uzis, of which Russell was very upset about the spelling of Uzis because there was an apostrophe in it.
It's a possessive apostrophe. What the hell?
Maybe the Uzis own themselves.
No, well, they don't own anything because there's nothing following Uzis with an apostrophe.
I suppose so. You can tell I'm really great with English.
It infuriates me.
And
I'm throwing you with grammar now.
Yeah, you really knocked my train of thought off. Yeah, twin Uzis, sniper rifle, like rocket launcher, grenade launcher, and you unlock more as you go along. I unlocked a few, which is why you had access to them. And then you get secondary weapons, which is like a handgun. I think you had a plasma chakram.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. And you pick up like double jumps, and the further levels in, you get more upgrades. You can like dash in the air and double jumps, and like small area bursts that'll damage enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the furthest I got was level 4.
And yeah, it's quite interesting. Well worth $10, I reckon. I'll get more than $10 worth of entertainment out of it.
Oh, it has a bad dubstep soundtrack.
It does have a dubstep soundtrack. Yeah, no, I just remembered that. That is the downside of it.
It's only like 3 years too late.
Do you think they started like making the game when dubstep was like super hot?
Yeah, probably.
And then it was like,
we're gonna have a sick.
And then they just soundtrack. Like they'd already paid the artists to make all the music. Oh man, we can't afford new music.
Or maybe it was like their, cousin or their friend who made the soundtrack, and they're like, I don't want to use it. But...
I mean, can't break his heart, hurt his feelings. This is gonna be his big break. But I would recommend it if you want like a fun little game.
Yeah, if you like shooting aliens.
Random weapon drops, unlocking things, lots of unlocking things. Every level you unlock something.
And it's Australian.
It is Australian.
Australia Day.
They got a bunch of other games that I didn't buy.
Surprise Attack.
Yes, Surprise Attack. What's the URL there? Throw that out.
SurpriseAttackGames.com.
There you go. Pretty easy to remember.
Yeah. No difficult words to spell like Pontification.
And no changing their name, changing their URLs halfway through their project because they realize it's too complicated to remember.
Yeah.
They're all on Steam, so pretty good. I hope they do well. I have no other information about the company other than that they're Australian and their name is Surprise Attack. So there you go. Alright, I have no segue from there to any other things. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I went to a couple of Fringe Festival shows on the weekend. We went and saw a Perth comedian, Janelle Koenig.
You look at me with eyebrows like I should know this name.
Well,
and even if I knew this comedian, you look at me like I would remember her name.
I could look into the distance. Koenig, I don't know. The only reason I think Koenig is because of the podcast Serial, which is hosted by Sarah Koenig.
Didn't she introduce herself at the beginning of a set? It's like, oh, welcome on the stage, Sarah so-and-so.
I don't think so. I think she just thought everybody knew who she was.
Bit arrogant.
Yeah.
Get off your high horse, Koenig.
Yeah. No, well, she's not a high horse sort of person. She's very down to earth, salt of the earth.
She's a bogan.
Related
She's a bogan.
Metaphors. I wouldn't say that. I'd say she's very earthy.
In a bogan type way.
Yeah. Her show was called Flashback or something like that. It was all about the 80s. And it seemed like it was probably the first or second time she'd done it because she
fucked up?
Yeah. She was struggling to get from one bit to the next. But it was all pretty funny.
I thought Fringe shows were like, okay, you've done this show by yourself. It's pretty good. We've heard good things. Okay, you can come and do it now that you're an expert at it. I didn't know people made things for the festival.
No, I'm pretty sure they do. We saw her last year as well. So I think she's pretty established.
Yeah, way to branch out and try new things there, Russell.
When you're onto a good thing, stick to it.
Alright. That's also a terrible thing to say on a podcast.
What?
Way to go and try new things, various listeners. Way to come back and listen to us again.
They theoretically could be better podcasts than this.
I don't know. I wouldn't know personally.
Maybe
Harumph, harumph.
Yeah.
We're the best.
She sung some rather amusing, dirty versions of 80s songs.
Did she have an acoustic guitar?
She did.
She's totally a bogan. Was she wearing flannel?
No, she was wearing a sequined, bedazzled dress.
Okay, so she's a bogan, Russell. Just accept the truth. There's nothing wrong with being a bogan. I personally am not one, but it's okay if you are.
I mean,
you're a musical hipster, so you don't fall into that category.
Well, I don't know that I'm a hipster.
You're a bit of a hipster.
I think I'm old-fashioned more than anything else.
You know what hipsters call themselves, Russell? Old-fashioned.
I don't think they call them that. Hipsters, right?
Why don't you go home and
listen
to your vinyl records, Russell?
No, I listen on Spotify, the least hipster of all formats.
Is there like a hipster version of Spotify?
Well, there was that
Recordify?
Jay-Z one.
How is that hipster? It's fucking Jay-Z.
Well, because he made a big point about how, it's like higher quality and more money goes to the artist.
What, just fucking a bigger bit rate than Spotify
Yeah,
uses?
basically. I think it was like minimum 320 or something.
That's a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah. And
Especially...
it cost a fucking butt ton of money. I compared to Spotify.
How you were comfortable saying shit ton, but you said fucking right before.
Fucking butt ton. I don't know, butt ton felt right.
Alright.
Don't question my use of profanities.
It sounded like, what a fucking cunty pain in the butt. Proceed with your talk of this bogan comedian. I'm playing a dangerous game here. She probably has an online presence and lives in Perth.
She may very well listen to this.
It's very possible. Highly
and
unlikely.
I'm sure that she could utterly destroy you in some sort of insult battle.
Oh, absolutely. My nightmare is like getting into some sort of heckling match with a comedian.
Yeah, in front of people.
That's what they designed to do, Russell.
Yeah.
Make fun of people.
That would destroy you.
Like, I consider myself moderately sharp-witted, but there's no way. Like, I went and saw Jimmy Carr when I was in Sydney.
Ah, you didn't mention this?
I'm mentioning it now, Russell.
Okay.
Also, I just remembered. And we went to it very late. We got seats right up the back, very up the top. Still enormously entertaining. I didn't realize... I knew he was an atheist. I didn't realize how vehemently atheist he was.
Stridently atheist?
He's powerfully atheist.
Right.
And
Richard Dawkins level?
I don't know who that is, so let's go with yes. And quite often, like, how he makes fun of people in the audiences constantly.
Yeah.
Poor guy called Lockie heckled him once, so the rest of the show was him making fun of Lockie and his mum.
Why would you heckle a comedian?
At one point, everybody was like, "Oh, you're a pretty shithouse," and he was like, "Shut your fucking cunt hole." Stuff like that. I'm not even going close to the like fucking shade this guy threw on these things.
Was he good?
He was very funny. I laughed quite a bit, but only just because it's my sort of humor, very crude humor.
Yeah.
But he's also terribly sharp-witted. And every now and then somebody would shout something out, he'd just destroy them. I was like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
You're shouting out, you're a fucking shithead. And then he just comes back and it was like, shut your mouth, I can smell the cum. And stuff like that. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, my nightmare, like, this is why I'll never heckle a comedian in my life, is that there's no way that I win in that situation.
Maybe they're like dignity masochists.
How do you mean?
Well, they like get off on being demeaned by professional comedians.
Oh, maybe. I thought maybe
That's their thing.
you're like, the comedian was a masochist.
No.
And I was like, that doesn't work, Russell.
No. It's like how some people like getting, whipped or whatever.
I understand what masochism is, but I had the roles reversed, so it didn't make sense in my head. Yeah. So, no, my nightmare is mocking a comedian and then in front of a large crowd, him just tearing me apart.
Yeah. And then you're suddenly naked.
Oh, no, my teeth all fell out and I've forgotten how to drive. But yes, so, do not want to get into, like, what is it, a Twitter battle with this Sandra Whatever-Faces. What was her name again?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. That's it.
Yeah.
I know that's an actor, Russell. You can't forget that.
Damn, I went too famous.
Too famous. If I think there was a less famous Sandra.
Yeah. Sandra... No, I got nothing.
No, I got nothing. Yeah.
We also went to see a Johnny Cash tribute act.
Oh, God. Now you're turning into the bogan.
He was fucking great.
I don't know. I've never really listened to a lot of Johnny Cash stuff.
Oh, he's fucking great.
I'm not disputing that Johnny Cash is great. I also hate...
You just called him Johnny Crash. You sound like an imbecile.
That was... Johnny Crash was his stuntman persona.
Okay, he did like motorbike jumps and things.
Yeah. After he landed, pulled out an acoustic guitar and serenaded the crowd. No. I have no problem with Johnny Cash. I just hate, like, people who do remixes, covers, tributes, and all that. No, it's fine. The music that they made is already there. Just leave it alone and go make your own stuff.
Well, I love all of those things.
Well, you and I are just never going to be BFFs, Russell.
No. At least not in this
And on this aspect, no. Otherwise, it's totally BFFs. Russell is just awkwardly nodding for listening to the audio podcast.
Forever's a long time.
That's true, yes. Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds?
That's true, yeah, maybe. No, I hate all that sort of stuff. So you're just a glorified... Like, if you're a tribute act, you know what you are? Glorified Spotify. That's what you are as a tribute act.
But sometimes cover versions are better.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Just go make your own stuff. Don't...
But as soon as something is being created, like...
No, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying I think you're stupid for doing it.
Yeah, but you could improve on it.
God, I suppose so. But then just make it your own thing. Just go make your own stuff.
But it can be their own stuff. They're putting their own spin on it.
I don't agree. It's like you're doing, oh, that was a great idea. Let me change it slightly and make money off it.
Well, yeah.
No, make your own stuff.
But you can do it in a, like, creative way rather than a, like, cash-in
You're
way.
still, even then, just make your own stuff. Instead of,
But, they're like, if you only ever use every, like, tune or whatever once, nobody's ever allowed to use it again.
There's a difference between remixing, tributing, and being influenced by.
Yes.
Being influenced by an artist, I'm fine with. That happens all the time. Every piece of music ever created has been inspired by another piece of music. That I've got no problem with.
Yeah.
It's when you just take specific chunks of a song, or recreate exact specific chunks of a song, and then say that's your own stuff. I'm not fine with that.
So no, you've never liked a cover version?
I've never liked a cover version of a song. Not intentionally.
What about
I'm not saying
you didn't know it was a cover version?
That's why I added the not intentionally last time. It is entirely possible that I've listened to a remix or another version of a song and not been aware that it was so. But almost 100% of the times, the original is way better.
What about... I can give you counterexamples.
Alright. This is heading into a whole thing.
And if I can give you a counterexample...
Okay.
Will it...
You can't just give me one... Principle. You can't just balance out an entire network of shit with one good counterexample. You're going to have to give me more than one. Well, go on. I'm sure they're out there.
I only have one to hand.
Okay.
What about All Along the Watchtower?
I have no idea what that is.
Really?
Yeah.
It was originally a Bob Dylan song covered by Jimi Hendrix.
I have no idea. No.
I'll send you both versions.
Alright.
And you can listen. And you'll have to admit that the Jimi Hendrix version's better.
Alright. It's still... I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of appropriating other people's stuff and calling it your own, regardless of the circumstances surrounding it.
I think there is a way you can do it that is, respectful of the original artist and does something interesting with the material.
Well, I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying, like...
That it's shit and you hate it.
I'm saying that you should just be making your own stuff rather than doing that. Also, 90% of covers are shit. And you can't balance it out with maybe 5 to 10% that might be as good or slightly better.
Alright, another counterexample.
Okay. I'm going to cut all this out.
Get Low by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Oh, no.
Yin Yang Twins.
Please tell me that's not a cover of something.
That's not a cover.
Okay, but that's a great song. I love that. It's
there is a cover version of it by... I forget his name, but
is that stupid fucking acoustic version?
Yeah.
Get like that's shit. I hate that.
Songwriter.
You made me listen to that. Guitar. It was fucking terrible.
It's amazing.
No, it's terrible.
And it's a completely different take on the original material.
I don't care. Although I have threatened my girlfriend because we sort of bonded on a holiday over the radio incessantly repeating "Get Low," to create an acoustic version of it and play it at the wedding as our first song.
Wait, you're going to create one?
No.
Who's going to play the guitar?
Maybe I'll learn. I don't know.
That's your new challenge.
Oh, God. No, I personally, you can like whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I just don't like covers, and I'll just make your own stuff.
You don't even like chicken parmigiana, so your opinion
I don't
is
like
worthless.
chicken parmigiana. Because there's no pasta. It's pasta sauce, but no pasta, Russell. It makes no sense.
What if you had it, but instead of sitting on a bed of delicious chips, it was sitting on spaghetti?
Also, you destroy the delicious crunch of that nicely deep-fried piece of chicken, and you just make all that delicious crunch soggy by putting pasta sauce all over it.
Oh, yeah.
That's disgusting. I want the crunch, Russell.
God, I'm
The
hungry.
crunch in my mouth. Not soggy mush.
You can get both.
So what you're saying is just get normal pasta and a chicken schnitzel and just eat them separately at the same time.
No. All in one.
Okay.
But if it's properly prepared, the chicken won't all go soggy. Some bits of it will be crunchy still.
Why wouldn't you just... The best food is crunchy food.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Absolutely.
What about celery?
Okay, I didn't say every crunchy food is the best food. I
What
said
about
the best food is
sticks?
crunchy food. The best food is crunchy food. Like, let me just list off a few. Crisps, crunchy, delicious. Chips, when they're crunchy, they're delicious. The best chips are the crunchy chips.
No.
What? You're saying the best chips are soggy mushes.
No, the best chips are in the middle.
No, they're crunchy.
No.
Well, you're a fucking mad fool. Anything. Name a crunchy food.
Celery.
People like celery. Best junk food is crunchy junk food.
People like heckling comedians.
That's
That
true.
doesn't mean it's good.
That's also a very good point.
Yeah.
And also a callback. Well done, Russell. Oh, God, I've run out of ideas for crunchy
Yeah.
foods.
That's because you're wrong.
Cheezels, crunchy and delicious.
What about cheese? Not crunchy, delicious.
But you put it on crackers, which are crunchy and delicious.
You don't have to.
You can.
Sure, you can.
Biscuits, crunchy, delicious.
But the best biscuits at Subway are the soggy ones.
Subway biscuits are all disgusting. For starters.
That's not true at all.
It's absolutely true.
Many people enjoy delicious biscuits.
Many
from Subway.
people enjoy heckling comedians, Russell. That doesn't make it a good idea. I'm just looking around my house to see for like crunchy foods at this point. All good foods are crunchy foods.
What about Werther's Originals? There's a crunchy
That's a
one.
toffee. You can't have like
And
a...
the chewy one. And the chewy one's better.
Okay, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. All good food is crunchy food.
No.
Not all crunchy food is good food.
Yeah, but that's wrong. Not all good food is crunchy food.
The best of the foods
No.
are crunchy foods. It's really just turning into how can
What
Russell
about
and I
ice cream?
What
Ice
about
cream's
like
not crunchy.
delicious crunchy ice cream? What about crunchy ice cream?
Yeah, what about all other kinds of ice cream that don't have crunch in the name?
What about like ice magic on top of ice cream? That's delicious and crunchy.
Yeah, but so is like chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup isn't crunchy,
No,
and
it's
therefore it is not good food.
What about a hamburger? That's not crunchy.
The Hungry Jack's Chicken Crunch, however, is an excellent hamburger and is crunchy.
What about a grilled beef burger?
Okay, well, again, I'm saying all good food is crunchy food, not all crunchy food is good food.
Yeah, but
I'm saying the best foods, the higher percentage of the best foods
you're
is
saying
crunchy.
all good food is crunchy food. That
Look, Russell, I
suggests
came up with that.
no good food can.
I came up with that
crunchy.
excellent tagline off the cuff, alright?
Yeah, I don't think it means what you think it means.
We've been talking for 40 minutes, Russell.
Yeah.
And we've got one thing out of the way. Two things. Anyway, moving on.
Is there anything else that you really want to hit?
Oh, okay. Went and saw Laser Team, which was the Rooster Teeth movie. When I was over there, went to...
Now, pretend I don't know what Rooster Teeth is. What's Rooster Teeth?
CA1. Figure A1. No, I went and saw Laser Team, which had its one of its premieres out there.
Mm-hmm.
The Australian premiere, world premiere actually, was in Sydney, and I went and saw like the like one of the backers release, Tug release things over there, and that was pretty good. and it was very funny, and I recommend it for those who've seen it. It's about a bunch of people who blow up an alien ship that's delivering a set of armor to Earth to like help us defeat an alien menace that's coming in, and like a bunch of idiots find the components and put it on, like boots and like a big glove thing, and a big Mega Man blaster and like a helmet and stuff, and they all have. It's a very funny movie, and I recommend it.
Kid?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So Laser Team, I would recommend it. But I went and saw another movie when I was over in Sydney, actually, during one of the brief moments where I wasn't being dragged around a humid city in Australia like I was in some exciting foreign country and not my own.
By my wonderful girlfriend.
By my wonderful girlfriend who I love very much. I found time to go watch Ip Man 3, which is the third movie, shockingly enough, in a series about the famous martial artist who existed in real life, called Ip Man. Don't know if that was his actual name, but it's what we're going with.
Well, it's what he was known as. Anyway.
That's true, yes.
It's his birth name.
Is the guy who trained, like, Bruce Lee and other such famous martial artists who I can't remember at the moment for some reason.
Loose Brie.
No, he trained Jet Li as well, I believe. As well as Bruce Lee. I could be making that up.
I don't know, I'm going to let you hang yourself out there.
Giving me enough rope to hang myself with.
Yeah.
And it was good. Crunchyroll's got Mike Tyson in it.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. It looks really good.
Yeah. And the fight between Mike Tyson and Ip Man is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a crime boss in the movie. I'm not sure.
He's like a crime boss.
In the movie. In real life, I don't know. Whatever, you know.
In real life, he's got facial tattoos. I mean, he used to be involved in boxing. Well,
went to prison at one point.
Yeah.
Never mind, don't worry about it. It's the right person to make an enemy of.
Yeah. Has he still got, the hand speed?
I don't know if it was changed or like movie magicked in any way, but he seemed very fast on his feet. But I don't know how they make these martial arts movies.
Well,
so.
They could adjust it up, I guess.
But the whole basis around the fight between him and Ip Man, and I'm not really ruining anything here, is that Ip Man is sort of getting in the way of his group's criminal activities. And
as he does.
As he does. That's his sort of style. It's not even a joke. He did it in one of the other movies. And Mike Tyson's character is like, all right, if you can last 3 minutes with me, because he's a boxer, then that's it, I'll leave you alone. And then they fight for 3 minutes, and then he's like, all right, go on, get out of here. And that's the end
Really?
of it. That's the end of that entire sort of
He's
chain
not
of
like,
events.
just joking, now I'm going to shoot you.
Doesn't happen. And that's just the end of that, and then we move on to other things.
That's crazy.
It is, yeah.
I thought it was
took
going
me
to be the
very
climax
surprised.
of the movie.
No, it wasn't.
What is he going to do after that?
Well,
He's
I'm
already
not
fought Mike
going
Tyson.
to spoil it. But
Is there somebody else to fight?
I think his martial arts style is Wing Chun.
Wing Chun, yeah.
Wing Chun, yeah. And there's another guy in his area that calls himself a grandmaster of Wing Chun.
Right.
So there's Wing Chun versus Wing Chun in the final fight,
Ah.
which is pretty good. It's the Mike Tyson one was more comedic,
Yeah.
sort of comedic elements to it, At one point, Ip Man is sort of blocking every punch with his elbows, and Mike Tyson's like, my knuckles, stuff like that.
Does Ip Man punch his biceps?
No, that was in the first one.
And in the second one, he fought this Western boxer.
Yeah, and it just kept. They didn't allow him to kick, so all he did was punch his biceps.
Yeah.
Which is very clever. Yeah, you gotta give it to Ip Man. Very clever guy.
Yeah.
Whether that's based in reality, that fact or not, is up to interpretation.
Who knows?
No, but it was very good. But I watched it. We were staying sort of just on the outskirts of Sydney's sort of Chinatown was where our hotel was, and so the almost entire theater of people watching this movie were Asian.
Yeah.
Except for me.
Yeah.
I was completely surrounded by Asians.
It's a good thing it wasn't the second one, because the second one is like super anti-white people.
Now, funny you say that, The term foreign devil is used in that movie about 18 times.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there, and they're like, oh man, all these foreign devils. We've got to get rid of these foreign devils. Damn these foreign devils. I'm the whitest guy in the fucking world, surrounded by all these Asian people. And they're all laughing whenever they say, like, oh, foreign devils. Everybody's like, kill all white people. It's very
You didn't notice there was a sign in the lobby because it was written in Mandarin. It said, kill all white people.
Kill all white people. But it was a very good movie. I quite enjoyed it. Possibly because it's just the sort of movie that I enjoy.
Yeah. I'm shocked that you enjoyed a
type of movie that I enjoy.
Movie starring Donnie Yen.
He's very good, actually.
Of course he is. He's Donnie Yen.
Yes, he is. He's Donnie Yen. Thank you for telling me his name because I had no idea what it was. But I did realize something while I was watching it in a crowd of people who obviously understood the native language of what was coming off the screen, is that there must be something lost in translation.
Oh, of course there is.
Jokes lost in translation. That I must have missed out on every Kung Fu movie I've ever seen.
Or were they laughing at points where you...
And it's like two characters would just be talking, and then I'd be like, alright, fair enough. And then everybody in the audience would just go, burst out laughing. Like the funniest thing they ever heard. And I'm just sitting there going like, he just said like hi to the other guy. I don't get it. And every time Mike Tyson said something in Mandarin or whatever, obviously his enunciation of it must have been like slightly off or comedic in some way. Because every time he was like, you know, you go and do it. And then he'd be like, Xing Shou Wa. And horribly racist of me to say. But he said something, and it was like, fucking now, or hurry the fuck up, or something like that. Everybody would be like, it's hilarious. And I was like, does he just have a weird accent or something? I don't get it. And it made me realize that I don't think I'm ever, unless I learn the language, going to really properly appreciate a Kung Fu movie. Because there's going to be this sort of language barrier that I'm not going to get, like, the jokes that are written into it. I'm going to miss the nuances of the dialogue or something with just the translation.
Well, yeah, probably.
And it made me a little sad, Russell. Made me a little sad while I was watching the movie.
Can I make you a bit more sad?
Okay.
Because unless you, like, actually learn Kung Fu...
Oh, I'm going to miss all
You won't understand all of the, like, nuances of their fight scene.
One of the main reasons, also laziness, that I've never learnt a martial art is that I've always worried that it would ruin Kung Fu movies for me. Like, if I learnt it, then I'd be like, oh, that's not real. That's just them mucking about on a stage. That's always been, like, a point of concern for me.
If I was a betting man and someone was given odds on how much of your reason for not learning Kung Fu was laziness versus how much was you not wanting to ruin Kung Fu movies, I'm betting like 99% laziness.
Probably not that high, but it'd be up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. I recommend it to watch in theatre, I feel. Preferably not surrounded by people who think that killing foreign devils is funny, but... I think it's got a limited theatrical release here.
I'm worried that I'm not going to see it before it runs out. I had a choice of movies to go to on the weekend, but the sessions for Iman were like 9 p.m. or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So that was no good. I'm going to try Hateful Eight. If you want to know what I thought about Hateful Eight, you can listen to the last show with Gav.
I would have assumed that you would have already seen The Revenant as well.
No, that was the other option I had.
So you had 3 options. Sport for choice.
Yeah, we only had time for one movie.
All right, but as we've been talking for quite a while here, I feel like we should touch on our competition that we've got going before we move on.
Is it 2 weeks down?
2 or 3 weeks down, I think. 2 weeks. Go with 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's go with 2 weeks.
I haven't got the exact amount of days in front of me, or when we officially started it. But let's go with 2 weeks.
Okay.
Well, you wrote a delightful blog post that I did not write a counter blog post to because I decided to take my laptop on my holiday, but not the laptop charger. And I couldn't find a alternate means of charging my laptop, which is not USB charged for some peculiar reason, possibly because it cost me about $200. So I had no access to writing a thing other than my mobile, and I just ain't gonna happen.
No, I haven't tried the Weebly.com
mobile app
editor on the mobile.
Viewing the site on the mobile works pretty good.
Oh, that's
I can
good.
say that because I've done that in the past. Anyway, so as you wrote a delightful blog post about it, detailing all of our various nuances in regards to it, why don't you recite from memory and not by reading your blog post, which I see you bringing up on your phone,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why don't you tell people about it?
The terms of the bet.
Now that Russell's looked them up on his phone.
Each of us has set an ambitious goal weight to reach by June
Don't
16th.
just recite the bloody blog post. I read it. I know that's what you're doing. Paraphrase, Russell. Paraphrase.
If one of us reaches it, and the other does not, they will be the winner. If neither of us reach it, the winner will be the one who has lost the most total weight. If we both reach our goal weight, we're all winners.
Alright, how about I take over and say my knowledge of it anyway?
Please, by all means.
Please, yes.
I have the answer key here, so
Okay.
if you get anything wrong...
You're just gonna lambast me.
Yeah, I'll give you the old ba-ba.
Alright, sure. Okay, so, we're not going to be telling everybody what our starting weight is, because, frankly, it's embarrassing. But we are going to be having a weight loss competition, and we have both set incredibly difficult goals to reach in the 6 months or so that we've assigned ourselves.
I think it's actually 5 months.
Well, we pushed it out to a certain date. I can't remember exactly what it is. And the person who loses the most amount of kilos by the end of the area wins. Unless we both hit our goal weights, in which case we both win.
Mm-hmm.
The terms of the bet are the loser has to buy the winner a gaming console of their choice. I believe you have picked a Wii U, and I have picked a PS4. So I consider myself the true victor in this because
I'm only giving you as much money as a Wii U costs, and you can spend it on PS4 if you want.
Oh, well, if you want to be like a girl about all this
I
fucking
do.
bets. Alright, fair enough. What other ones?
Otherwise, I want a gold-plated Xbox.
If they exist, well done.
Well, if they don't exist, you must have one fabricated out of gold.
Alright. The only other terms and conditions I can think of is that we're going to do a small segment every podcast to keep people updated. And we said we were going to write a blog post a week in regards to it, but I have currently written none, and you have written one.
Yeah, I'm winning the blog post side bet at the moment.
You are. I will admit that I have been very tempted to double down on this bet we've got going and try to start like a weight loss pool at work as well.
Oh, since you've already got a challenge.
Phil's already got a challenge going. See if I can just really double my earnings here,
Yeah.
but I haven't done it yet.
You better do it soon,
I'm probably not going to do
before
it.
you lose a load of weight.
Yes, I'm probably not going to do it. Yeah, so, Russell, now that you're taking a big drink of water and I can interrupt you while you're swallowing, why don't you update people on your current status?
Well, depending on where you position the scales on the bathroom floor, I've either lost 3 or 2 kilograms so far. I choose to believe 3, because I'm an optimist.
Fair enough.
My favourite meal lately is water.
You just had a delightful meal
I did.
right in front of me, a glass of water.
Yeah. I've been improving my diet and increasing my exercise. Not
What do
doing
you
anything
count?
too drastic.
What do you count as improving your diet? Like smaller portions, different food?
Well, cutting out unhealthy snacks.
Yeah.
Not having like hot chocolate at work, having just a tea instead.
Truly, yours is a difficult life.
It is, yeah. And my girlfriend's actually gone vegetarian. So
I'm speechless at that statement. Jamie's gone vegetarian?
yeah,
I didn't think she had it in her.
she's done it before.
She loves food, though.
Yeah, she loves vegetables too.
What a fool.
So at home, I've gone vegetarian as well.
Oh, Russell, I'm so sorry. I never thought that our simple bet would lead to this devastating news.
It's not too bad actually. I think as I've gotten older, my taste buds have been dying off, so I'm more happy to eat vegetables.
It's not like your taste buds have been refined and now you enjoy the nuanced flavors of vegetables. It's no, they're just gone.
Yeah.
So that's the only way I can stand this.
But now we've had some good dishes. I ate some falafel in a wrap, which is
You did.
friggin' delicious.
I don't know what is a falafel.
It's like mashed up chickpeas or something formed into like meatball type of things
Uh-huh.
and then fried. That was great.
That doesn't sound remotely healthy.
It's reasonably
Chickpeas are just like pure protein.
Well, protein's good for you.
Well, yes, but not when you're attempting to lose weight.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna eat? Are you gonna eat carbs or fat?
No,
Protein
no.
is your friend.
Alright, well, clearly
Actually, no. Alan, eat loads of carbs and fat.
That's the true secret.
Yeah.
Doctors hate Russell for these little known facts.
Discovered by our mum.
What has been like the biggest challenge for you up to this point?
Motivating myself to exercise.
Exercise is the worst.
I hate running so much.
I don't think anybody enjoys running.
There are people that are called runners.
No, they're crazy people.
Crazy people.
They enjoy winning
Enjoy
competitions.
things.
That's what they do. They don't go, oh,
No,
have
they
a
talk
run.
about
Oh,
runner's
now
high.
I'm exhausted and sweaty and everything hurts. This is great.
No, they get runners high.
No, I don't believe that exists. And you can quote me on that if I ever come back and say, oh man, I've really got into running since this fitness challenge just started. It's the best. Future Allan, if this is you listening to you saying that running is great and you love it, no, it's terrible.
Don't listen to him, future Allan. You're a better person.
I like to think that every future version of myself is a better person than I currently am.
Not the one of you that has a heart attack at 40 because you never do any exercise.
Well, I'm just saying personality-wise, Russell, every future version of me is better than the
Yeah,
current
the
one.
one who can't get out of bed.
Yeah, but I got a great personality.
Yeah.
So, what's another good question? What has been like food-wise? What do you miss the most?
Chocolate, sweets.
Chocolate? Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, not chips.
This is a great interview so far.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing you've been. Chocolate, sweets.
That's weak too, man. What do you expect?
That you'd be knee deep in fucking cravings at this point.
No, actually, the first week was much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this week's not been so bad for cravings.
Mm-hmm.
I was really jonesing for sugar at the start.
Yeah.
But I can comfortably say now that I'm happy enough with what I've been having.
That's nice.
Yeah. There was a morning tea on at work today. Giant spread of donuts, chocolate cake.
Yes, you told me about this, and
Yeah,
you sent me
I
a
sent you
picture
a
of it, and
picture.
I was like, succumb! Succumb, Russell! Fall to temptation! But you resisted.
It was still there at the end of the day, and I was hungry.
It's like, oh, free
So much
donuts!
of the time-
Free donuts and blowjobs for whoever wants them.
Well,
and
no,
Russell
no
was like,
blowjobs.
no, I shall remain slow. Remain strong.
I feel like blowjobs are not bad for your weight loss.
Well, if anything, they'd be good for it.
Well, you
You are losing a small amount of fluid.
weight.
They say an orgasm is the equivalent of running up a flight of stairs or something like that.
Yeah, but a flight of stairs is not much.
It's better than a punch in the dick, Russell. That's all I'm saying. It's exercise is exercise. Find it where you can get it. Jamie, you heard me. Withhold sex. Withhold it. I have discovered something quite amusing during the brief period in which we've done this weight loss challenge. That you and I swing wildly between two states.
What?
One of which is like suggested attempted sabotage of the other person's weight loss challenge.
Yeah.
Eat the aren't biscuits delicious, Russell?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I was like, oh, Allan, how about you go eat some meat pies or something for lunch? I heard they're great and make you lose weight. And then goes direct, almost immediately, it flips over to the other side. It's like, but if there's anything I can do to help you win this challenge, just let me know, man.
You know, because your health comes first.
But eat the donuts!
It did amuse me when, you'd gone away to Sydney and you're like, oh, no, I'll be fine. I won't eat anything bad.
No, absolutely.
you're-
At no point did I say that, Russell. I always knew it'd be a concern.
Your girlfriend posted a picture of her afternoon tea or whatever at the chocolate cafe.
Oh, the Lint Cafe, yeah. Fun
And
fact.
I know that's not your favourite,
I'm not a chocolate eater, yeah.
but still.
No, I didn't have anything there, actually. It just doesn't appeal to me. Chocolate's... Like, I made a decision a long time ago that I didn't really like chocolate. Because it makes, like, all your spit all stringy and you get all, like, zaned out on sugar and stuff like that. And I didn't really particularly enjoy the taste, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
made a similar decision about, like, action movies or, rock music. It's too enjoyable.
Okay.
I'm going to deny myself that.
Oh, well, it's just never appealed to me.
Yeah.
And I think I realized, like, 10, 15 years ago that I was eating some chocolate. I was like, I don't enjoy eating this. This is not... I'm getting nothing out of this. And I just, I still eat chocolate occasionally. But no, it's not, I don't like to crave it.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun fact, went to the Lint Cafe. Whole cafe is like walls of chocolate. The floor is like fucking
Chocolate.
lint wrappers, fucking something or other. It's all very fancy and shiny. And oh, look at this lovely cup that you get to pour a thing. Oh, it's all swirly, chocolatey, shiny brownness everywhere. I went to the bathrooms there. The worst bathrooms I've ever been in. Like, it was so small. Like, I'm not hugely broad or anything like that, but I had like an inch or two of clearance on either side of me when I was on the toilet.
Well, all I can say is it's a good thing you're doing a weight loss challenge, Allan.
It was just like a really dirty, gross bathroom. And maybe it's just that it's the males and not the females, but it was disgusting toilets.
I haven't been in the women's public bathroom, but I do imagine there's like, fountains and a string quartet and peacocks walking around.
I actually had a discussion with my girlfriend about this. Because I was telling her, back when we first started dating, I was going over one of my comedy bits of male etiquette in the bathroom, like that. And I was
is, shut the fuck up, eyes front.
Yeah, don't stand directly next to the guy who's taking a piss. And it was like, if you go into a thing and there's big, enormous bays of urinals, you don't go and like stand directly in the middle of one of them.
No.
You go over to the furthest point away from the door.
Yeah.
And you like, as far away from everybody else could possibly be, and you start peeing there.
Yeah.
And if somebody else comes in, they go as far possibly as they can away from you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And if somebody just and if there's like 3 urinals, like 3 little bowl ones that are attached to the wall, and you walk in and there's nobody there, you would never even consider just going and taking a piss in the middle one.
No.
You just wouldn't do it.
Unless you're some sort of savage.
If you're a psychopath, maybe you would do that, but never otherwise. And she was like, she like had trouble getting like a mental image of like what a male bathroom is, and how it's laid out and stuff like that. Because she'd probably never been in one before. So I was at the cinemas and I
took her into the bathroom.
No, I took a picture in there because it was completely empty and there was nobody in there. So I took a picture of all the urinals and stuff like that. And she was like, "That is so much wasted space." And I was like, "I've never really been into a female bathroom before." And she didn't take a picture of it, but she told me there was like, it's just full of nothing but cubicles. Cubicles as far as the eye can see.
See, that's what I want. I don't understand the purpose of the urinal.
It's fun.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's loads of fun.
You're a strange
No,
man.
alright, you don't get to do it much anymore. But what I used to do was...
piss all over the place.
Piss all over the place. I'm not saying it's the most hygienic of situations. But what I used to do is I used to go as far away as I could from the drain. And usually that's in the corner furthest away. So it matches the rule set.
And you'd run and slide on your knees down the length of the trough.
Surprisingly enough, no. What I used to do is I used to start pissing as far away from the urinal drain as I could, in the big trough ones. And then I used to see if I could pee for long enough that it started going down the drain and I was still peeing. That was a win. And this was mostly when I was a kid. But I still try and do it. Oh, wherever I was. And
when did you guys get TV?
This wasn't like my sole form of entertainment. Okay. We didn't just have like water drinking competitions and go play with our piss. But it was just a fun...
You didn't just do that.
It was a fun thing to do
that
when I was...
component
It was one component, yeah. It was a rich tapestry. We also like gave each other hand jobs, I suppose, would be the next step up.
Right.
But it was just a fun thing to do. Or if there was like a urinal puck sitting in the bottom of the trough, you'd try to move it around with your pee and stuff like that.
A puck. It's not hockey.
It's shaped like a hockey puck, so it's a urinal puck. Yeah, look it up if you want.
I don't think I will.
No, probably not.
I'm happy not.
You don't want that in your search history.
No.
But there's just like, and it's just lots of fun. Especially when you're a kid, it's lots of fun.
Okay.
And I sort of brought that along with me as I was growing up. But now you start peeing and it just starts automatically flushing. And it ruins all my fun. Yeah, there's like lots of fun things you can do. But like nothing but stalls. I don't know, I don't like the idea of that.
Stalls are the best.
Why are stalls the best?
They give you privacy.
Yeah, but half the time they're just demolished with like people's shit and toilet paper.
Well, in an ideal world, people would be respectful of public property.
In an ideal world, Russell, we wouldn't have to go to the bathroom because we'd be able to teleport the feces and pee out of us. So it wouldn't be an issue. I'm not talking about an ideal world, Russell. I'm talking about the real world.
I feel that in your ideal world, rather than teleporting excrement out of your body, it just would, like, dissolve away.
No, but then you got teleportation, which is cool.
Yeah, but only for waste matter.
I didn't say it was only for waste matter. Maybe that's just a facet of our new teleport technology.
What if you accidentally teleport to the place where the waste matter goes?
Well, surely, Russell, clearly there would be safeguards in place that would stop that from happening. Why are you fighting me on this?
I think you're going to cut the last 15 minutes of this, by the way.
I'm going to cut a lot of the stuff we're talking about. I'll leave it all in. I actually gave some thought about, eventually, once we get good enough at this,
having a podcast is just poo and wee jokes.
which would get a lot of views.
Yeah.
No, eventually the goal is to upgrade this to having a video component as well as an audio component.
Is it?
Yeah, I've brought this up with you before. God, you never pay attention. Of like video recording us, put that on YouTube, talking and whatever, and then taking the audio segment of that off and uploading it as an audio segment, which is a lot of big podcasts do.
Why would people want to watch this?
I don't know. Fuck me if I know, but people do.
Okay. Well, continue laying out your vision. I'm going to get a drink.
Yes. The great part of having a video component is that you can't really edit the audio component, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, 90% of my audio editing will be putting in the intro music and the outro music. You know? Because we would just have to leave the audio with what it is. We wouldn't be able to chop and change it, you know?
What will you do on the video when the music is playing?
Well, I'd just add that in afterwards.
But would you have video for it?
I'd probably source some form of video intro.
So it wouldn't just be us, like,
just doing the Allan thing, just jamming out while the music's playing?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, that's something to look forward to. Not doing it fucking here, but you know, something to look forward to.
Live from Allan Studios in Allan's apartment.
But yeah. What were we talking about before I started talking about that?
Poo and wee?
How did we get onto that? God, we've
You were
derailed
talking about
a lot.
toilets.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to that. I feel like you've been away for too long.
I've just got a lot of shit to catch up on.
Yeah.
A lot of verbal diarrhea now that we're talking about feces. Yeah. Sorry, no, the weight loss. That's how we got onto this. Somehow, I have no idea.
I did say like 2 minutes for the weight loss, right?
Yeah, that didn't happen. Well, I personally was not as disciplined as you suspected would happen when I was on my holiday to Sydney, where we did nothing but eat out every night.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I got counterbalanced quite happily by the constant walking and standing in lines and walking upstairs, downstairs. Lots of stairs in Sydney, just FYI. So I have lost, judging by the scales that I checked when I just got out of the shower, almost 2 kilos.
Nice work.
Whether that's like scale error or whether it's the reality or not, I'm choosing to go with that.
Yeah, let's believe it.
Something like 1.7 kilos, I think.
That's good.
Which is, considering at one point on the trip I ate an entire pizza by myself, not too bad. Like, we went to this great pizza place when we were on the trip.
Yeah, I remember you texted me from the pizza place, and I was like, he's definitely eating pizza.
Yeah. And I was like, I want a pizza. And my girlfriend was like, it was an Italian place, so it had pizza and pasta and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, I want a pizza, let's go get pizza. And she was like, I was just about to say pizza. I love you, you're the best. Allan, never change.
Was she really like that?
No. She was like,
Allan, think of the challenge.
No, she did say that a lot on the trip. So, we went to the pizza place, because we both wanted pizza. And we got there, and I was geared up for pizza. And she was like, no, actually I want pasta. And I was like, well, I still want pizza. So I ordered. What am I
going to do with this other half of pizza? I can't throw it away.
No. She ordered the pasta, which was fine. I got over that pretty quickly. Small tantrum was had on my behalf, but tears.
The hungry grumps.
The tears dried. I did have the hungry grumps. No, and then I was like, the waiter came over, Italian, shockingly, and she was like, I'll have blah 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 pasta in Italian. I don't know what it meant. And I was like, I will have that pizza. And we were sitting right next to the kitchen. So I kept seeing them pull out like little pizzas, like tiny pizzas. And I was like, surely it'll just be a personal pizza because it's in the meal column and it'll just... I'm not sharing it, so I will just get the small pizza.
Did you order like the El Primo Grande?
I don't know. It was a meat pizza, basically, shockingly enough. And I was like confident that I would have a small pizza, I'd be able to eat half of it, and then I'd be able to take the rest. And then he brought her food out, and it was great, fine, whatever. She started eating it. It was like, oh, it's spicy, delicious. And then he brought my food out, and it was an entire pizza. An entire huge pizza.
Covered in like
just
ham
like
and pepperoni.
Ham and pepperoni and salami and other sausages and like barbecue sauce and like I was like, oh, okay, shit.
Last day before my diet, I had pizza, and it was pork belly pizza. So I had like literal strips of fat going up the pizza.
Russell, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I sat down in front of this. I was like, well, I'm gonna eat this. I sat down. I was like, I will eat half of this, and I will get the other half, and I will take it away. And
to the parking lot where I will finish consuming
the rest of it. No, and my girlfriend was like, all right, fine, do what you want, I don't care. And so I like ate half the pizza. Fucking easy as pie. It was delicious pizza, and I hadn't eaten anything else that day. So I was like, that's great. And then I like looked down at it, and I was like, I'm still pretty hungry. And there was like a little slice. You know how they're not always uniform slices?
Yeah.
It was like a little slice. And I was like, I'll just have the little slice.
It's probably got negative calories.
And so I ate the little slice, and I was like, well, I can't just like ask for take 2 pieces home. What am I, some sort of savage? I'm not gonna do that. I'll have one more slice and I'll leave the last slice here. And so I ate the next largest slice. And I was like, I'm really full now. But I can't just leave one slice behind.
This looks so lonely.
That'd be a waste. It's a waste of food. I don't like wasting food.
No.
So then I ate the last slice. And that was the worst decision I've ever made. Because I felt so terrible afterwards that I ate an entire pizza. Both mentally and physically. Because I had an entire pizza inside of me.
Yeah.
So yes, there was lots of challenges like that on the trip. Oh, and the best bit, I almost forgot. I texted you about this too. As I was leaving... sitting near the front to entertain people coming in to eat who were waiting for the line, sitting on a table was an episode of... What was it? An episode of a magazine. An issue of... What was it an issue of, Russell?
Truckin' Life.
Truckin' Life. And it just reminded me how hurt my heart was that you refused to enjoy the beautiful Christmas gift that I got you of 2 episodes of Truckin' Life.
I didn't refuse. I'm just... savouring the anticipation of reading Truckin' Life.
It's like every day you go near it and you're like, no, I'll savour it one more day. I don't want to ruin that beautiful shiny cover by crinkling it, by opening it.
What could lay within the mystery?
The anticipation is almost better than the actual meal of the words themselves. But yeah, so I definitely did not stick to my diet when I was out on the holiday.
So, I just want to put this out there.
I ate a lot of frozen yogurt.
It could be worse. You enjoy pizza.
Oh, it's delicious, yeah.
You don't have any food in the house for dinner.
I do not.
You don't want to go out, it's hot.
It is quite hot.
You could call somebody up and they would bring you a pizza.
That's a thing that people do?
Yeah.
What?
They could even bring you garlic bread as well and like chocolate
Russell,
pudding.
I love garlic bread. Also, I don't care about chocolate.
Well, you could get 2 garlic breads then.
I could get 2 garlic breads.
And you'll be all alone at home, so nobody will be around to judge you.
That's true, yeah. Perfect crime.
Yeah.
Actually, my girlfriend is so good at detecting food crimes.
Oh, really?
She is like so insanely good.
Steps in the door. You had some garlic bread.
No, I'll tell you. 2 instances happened. Long before this challenge, long before I stopped drinking Coke on New Year's, which I've still kept up, by the way. I was a fiend for eating chips. Not hot chips, just like crisps.
Yeah.
And
I love the word crisps.
It is. I don't know why we don't use it in Australia. Yeah. We're a British colony.
It's just confusing to call it chips and also call hot chips.
But we get to use the fabulous vernacular of hot chips.
Hot chips, yeah, that's true.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is some good hot chips.
Anyway, I used to love crisps,
Yeah.
quotation marks.
What flavour?
I was personally a favourite of Smith's cheese and onion.
You barbarian.
What?
Barbecue on the way.
Barbecue is my second favourite.
Okay.
Friendship not annulled. It's
Yeah.
okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, and so she was like, "You're not allowed chips anymore," and I was like, "All right, probably a good idea." I was getting a bit tubby, hence why we're in this situation.
Yeah.
But when she was gone and not here, she doesn't live with me. Of course, I ate chips when she was
Non-stop.
Because it was like she
she
turned it into like a guilty pleasure, you know, instead of just a thing. And so I'd like eat chips, and then I'd like throw the chip bag into the outside bin, so that, and then like she'd come in, sit down on the couch, like, and I would have like dropped the tiniest little chip crumb, and she'd be like, "What's this? Chip crumb?" And I can't lie to her; she's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, at least I try not to.
Say, bad, Allan, bad, and hit you in the nose.
It's true, with a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "What's this?" And I'd be like, "This is chips." She'd be like, "What is it? What?" I'd be like, "I ate chips." And then she'd be like, "Allan, no. We know better. We're not doing that." And I'm like, I know. But a couple of times on the holiday, we like split up. You know, like she would go shopping and I'd go watch movies. Because what I like to do on holidays is just whatever the fuck I want, you know. And if I want to lay down and watch TV, then in air-conditioned freaking hotel apartment, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what I usually do when I watch movies, or what I used to do, is eat chips.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it for a long time. But I passed by a 7-Eleven on the way back to the hotel after we split up. And before I even knew what was happening, Russell, it was almost like it was out of my control. I had bought a pack of Doritos. And so I went back to the hotel room, and of course I fucking ate the entire pack of Doritos.
No, Allan.
I'm not proud of this. And I was like, I can't, like, my girlfriend cannot know about this. So I finished the pack, scrunched it up into a tiny ball, and hid it in my suitcase.
Long story short, Layla came home a week before you did. She couldn't bear to look at you. Shame was too deep.
This is exactly what happened after I'd scrunched it up, put it in the thing, like, check for crumbs, no crumbs. Perfect crime.
Called housekeeping, vacuumed the whole place.
No, like, 10 minutes after that, she, like, ding, elevator, click, unlocked the door, opened the door, walked in. You ate Doritos, didn't you? She smelt the Doritos in the air, Russell.
Well, they do have...
She's a machine.
Yeah.
She's unstoppable.
Yeah.
She's got my number, Russell.
She has a very high perception.
She does have very high perception. That's a D&D reference.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to get.
Tim knows what we're talking about.
Tim knows what we're talking about. Yeah, oh god, she's impossible to deal with. She's
impossible to
She's
deal
impossible
with
to deal with
when
in
you're,
regards to hiding food.
when you're breaking
bad food.
promises or, you know, doing things against your own self-interest.
Yeah. She's just a fucking bitch when I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
it's like she only wants what's best for you.
Anyway. So, yeah. Food crimes were committed on the holiday. Both against you and my girlfriend. There's no... You're looking at my pantry right now. There's no chips in there.
I'm wondering what you're going to be chowing down on after I leave.
Probably nothing. I don't know. I'll find something.
The only reason he's not eating chips right now is because they come out really bad on the recording.
It's true. We're never eating on this recording, by the way. I'm not dealing with that nonsense in the audio editing.
No, especially not crinkly chip bags.
Especially not crinkly chip bags.
I feel like we've been talking for literally forever.
We've been talking for about an hour and a half.
Okay. Should we get on to the forced review?
I think it's a very good idea that we move on to
Or
forced review.
we could put it off for a week, give me a chance to play more of the game, and we wouldn't have an incredibly long podcast.
I think, Russell, you tell me the truth. You look me in the eyes and you tell me right now. Have you given Psychonauts a fair shake in the 2 weeks that you've had to play it?
Yeah.
You lying fuck.
But I could play it more.
How many hours have you put in?
Like 4 hours.
That's fucking nothing.
Well, that's how much I put in.
Alright, in the interest of the length that we've currently reached and our various arguments and the lot of
putting off having to do your forced review.
yes, whatever you're gonna give me.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Till we wait, and I won't have to put the bumper in because it'll be a straight edit. So there you go. Well, in that case, what else have I got?
It's fucking sweltering in here.
It is. It's very warm in here. I'm wearing a bandana right now to sop up the sweat. The only other thing I have is the bad habit I have when I go on holidays.
Eating chips.
Eating chips. The other bad habit I have when I go on holidays, which is that I buy a lot of books. I buy so many books when I'm on holidays, Russell. Because one of the things that me and my girlfriend bonded over when we first started dating was the fact that we both read a lot. We're voracious readers.
Yeah.
And so it's something we do as a couple, is we go to bookstores, we go to like secondhand bookshops and all that sort of. We just read together quite a lot.
Idea for segment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say on the recording so that, I don't forget it 2 minutes later. Book club.
Book club? You want to start up a book club? Russell, you and I talked about starting a book club a long time ago. But you were like, I don't have that sort of time.
I don't remember this at all.
Yes, I know. But now that I let it gestate in your mind for 6 months.
You laid the seed.
I laid the seed.
Like an alien head crab.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Anyway.
It'll be more like a long period thing, unless you think you can polish a book off a week.
Oh, no, first podcast of the month. We're going to read this and talk about it on the first podcast of next month.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've contributed a segment to the podcast.
Well, I have contributed one before, but you shut it down.
Terrible idea this way. Anyway, I buy so many books.
Yeah.
And I don't bring a lot of luggage along, because I like to travel light.
And you never change your underpants.
No, it's never. Yeah. Underpant usage was an issue on the holiday, actually. 10 days, and I had exactly 10 pairs of underpants.
Oh, you got inside out.
That's disgusting.
Inside out, front ways, inside out, back ways.
Back to front, inside out, upside down. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, let's moving on. And I bought so many books. I bought like 10 books while I was on holidays.
Why did you need an extra pair of underpants?
What are you talking about?
You said you were there for 10 days and you had 10 pairs of underpants. That's one per day.
Yes.
Why did you need an extra one?
What are you talking about?
You said it was an issue.
Oh, I suppose it was an issue.
Did you piss yourself?
Yeah, many times actually.
Okay.
In excitement at being at this wonderful convention of RTX.
Surely you could have bought some branded Rooster Teeth underpants.
Anyway, no. It was a point of concern that I might not have enough, but then I had enough, so it's not an issue.
There was some sort of poop explosion.
Anyway, I also took 5 shirts, so that was an issue as well.
Did you wash them?
No, I just bought new shirts. Which was another concern, because I bought all these books, and all I take is a very small suitcase and a backpack, right? And I bought new shoes when I was over there as well, because that's something my girlfriend's been hounding me about for 7 months.
What kind of shoes?
I don't know, they're elsewhere.
Sneakers? Dress shoes? Boots?
They're these ones. I bought these.
Yeah.
They're got weird soles and high-tech stuff.
Do you have weird soles? They look pretty standard on the top.
Yeah, anyway, they're pretty cool. Super comfy. It's a real treat for the listeners, rather.
Hear more about Allan's new shoes next week.
Anyway.
I'm glad I'm not editing this.
It's going to be a real ball of fun. No, so I bought new clothes, new shoes, bunch of books.
New motorcycle.
So I was so strapped for room in my suitcase. And I didn't want to put my shoes in my backpack, because that's the carry-on. And
it could have been a bomb.
It could have been a bomb, Russell.
Yeah.
This is my exact train of thought when I was packing my suitcase. So I put
You do look a bit like a bomber.
I do look a bit like a terrorist, yes. Yeah. So I put my shoes in my suitcase, which means that I had no room with all my clothes and all that sort of stuff. I had no room in my suitcase for all these books.
Your toothpaste and your liquid hand soap and your disassembled alarm clock in your carry-on.
That's exactly what I did, yeah. Well over 8 ounces of fluid.
Yeah.
No, but then I had to put my toiletries bag in my suitcase as well, so I had 0 room in there. That was to the brim, which means that all of the 10 books that I bought had to go in my backpack, along with my laptop, which was fucking useless. It sat in the bag the entire trip because I forgot the charger. And I bought a couple of magic decks over there, because it's just something we did to occupy ourselves when we had nothing to do. All that sort of stuff. All went into the backpack. Which means my backpack weighed a fucking ton. Now, little known fact, if your carry-on is over 6.5 kilos, you can't take it as carry-on.
You have to check it.
You got to check it. But you know what my backpack was as well? This is where this is the rebel thing that came in. No, it was 9.8 kilos. It was fucking heavy. And as we were like walking in, my girlfriend was like, "Don't act like it's heavy. Just grin and bear it." And so I had this big backpack on. Just normal sized backpack. Packed to the brim with books. And laptops and chargers and cables. And
Well, not chargers.
Not chargers. Phone charger.
Yeah.
No, laptop charger. And she was like, just pretend that it weighs nothing, you know, at the check-in when we do the suitcases. And you'll be fine. Because then we'll get through and then they don't care after that.
Yeah.
And then there was a huge line at the check-in. And I couldn't take the backpack off. Oh, it's a fucking heavy backpack. Put it down on the ground while we were standing in line. Because then they would have gone, oh, what about that backpack? I couldn't run that risk, Russell.
No.
Because I only had one checked bag on this flight. So I had to stand there with this, carry 10 kilos on my back for about 20 minutes standing in this fucking line.
Nice.
But I got through.
Ah.
And they didn't make me check it.
You fucked the system.
I fucked them. Yeah. So, but I still went on the same plane, so I don't think, weight-wise... You know, I probably saved, $20.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know why. I go on holidays and I just buy a fuck ton of books.
Well, that seems like a good idea. You got loads of spare time on holiday.
I suppose so. I read, 2 books while I was on holiday.
Anything good?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to, list the titles. A book called Half a War.
Joe Abercrombie.
Do you know Joe Abercrombie?
I've read all his books.
Have you read the Half a series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read all of his books.
Well, I don't know. This, Half a War just came out, I think, a little while
I've read
ago.
all of them.
Okay, well, calm down.
We should
Clarification.
talk about it on the podcast.
Well, we will next week, Russell.
Okay.
Anyway, so I finished that trilogy off, and I nearly finished another one. I read a couple of comics while I was over there. But it doesn't... I think it's because I allocate money as, holiday money.
Yeah.
You know, as you do.
And you better use it, or else it just becomes normal money again.
Yeah.
And then you have to spend it on bills.
If I sat down on my computer right now and bought 10 books, I'd feel guilty. I was like, oh, that's money that could go into saving for a house or a car or whatever. But if I spend it on books on a holiday, it's like, oh, okay, that's just holiday money. It doesn't matter. But yeah, if it's holiday money, then I can just spend it on a holiday and I don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
But then I'm stuck with fucking tons and tons of books that I gotta haul back across country. You know?
Oh man, we have spent so much money on our holiday already.
Oh, that's right. You're going on in a month, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
We fly out to America.
America, yeah.
But we have pre-booked
Try not to get shanked.
I'll try not to. I'm worried about getting shot by some crazy guy.
Wow, yeah. I didn't want to raise the terror level of the podcast by mentioning the word shot, though, so well done.
Well, with
We're
me
at
being
threat
half
level
of
amber
the-
now, Russell.
Yeah, I constantly have a high threat level.
Does that mean that you're threatening, or you just feel threatened
No,
all the
I feel
time?
threatened all the time.
Okay, good. Especially when you're around me. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. I'm constantly on the alert. We booked our Broadway tickets to go and see Aladdin, the stage musical.
Yeah. We saw a musical when we were over there. I
What
just
did you see?
remembered. We saw Matilda.
That was good.
Over there. It was very good. The acting was very good.
Did Miss Trunchbull throw a kid into the audience?
No. But the way they did the throwing scene was very good. But I have this weird thing. I don't know if this is a normal thing. Another one of my maybe I'm slightly autistic things that I don't know about or not. Is that the first time I hear a song, I have a lot of trouble understanding the lyrics. Unless it's very plainly obvious. But musicals, can never understand the lyrics the first time I hear them. Because the audio level is so similar and they're so overlapping that I just have a lot of trouble distinguishing the two. So every other thing was fine. But I didn't understand a fucking word of any of the songs. So that's why I don't really like musicals.
I see.
But otherwise, it was very good. Also, obviously, the main actress, I should say. I don't know what the correct terminology was. A little girl, yeah.
She was good.
She was good, but again, it's just a kid singing very loudly and very loud orchestral music on the back of it. So I couldn't understand a fucking word she said when she was singing. But other than that, it was very good. I've always been a fan of Roald Dahl. When I was a child, I read a lot of his books.
Me too.
Yes.
I feel we have somewhat lost the thread of the podcast. And perhaps we should...
I think that's fine. I mean, we still talked about stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember what.
We got derailed a lot and argued a lot.
Yeah.
I feel that I won most of those.
I feel that you feel that.
I'm very politically correct of you, Russell. So we have been talking for about an hour and a half. I don't know what I'm going to be able to pare this down to, but it's definitely going to be a long podcast.
I think there's probably a solid 20 minutes in there.
You reckon?
Yeah.
If we take out the arguments, it's going to be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a short podcast at that point. That's fine though. We should probably end it. All right. Well, if you've enjoyed this incredibly derailed, rambling podcast, feel free to email us and let us know at popculturepon@gmail.com. Or you could go to the website, popculturepon.weebly.com, of which Russell will be putting up probably a very confusing blog post with all the topics we've discussed.
It might just be that lorem ipsum thing.
Lorem ipsum, yep. The Latin
websites,
fill-in text, yep. Usually Russell does very humorous blog posts, funny videos, all that sort of stuff that relate to the podcast. He's very good in that regard. I'm far too straight-laced for that sort of thing when I was doing the link dumps.
You were always
it was all very factual.
Sensible one.
Yeah. Sensible, reasonable, calm-natured, likable, all of the above. So if you like the show, go there, check out stuff. I'll eventually be writing a blog post about the weight loss challenge. We really should shoot for one a week a piece, I feel. I think that's like a good update. And if you
fall short,
you'll be dead in the depths of space.
Yeah. If you are inclined in a social media fashion, that was the most awkward thing I've ever said.
That was freaking terrible. Roll with it, Russell.
Roll with it. Roll
with
the punches. Flip back up like Ip Man.
Yes.
Social media, you can find us on Twitter at popculturepon and also on Facebook at facebook.com/popculturepon. It's probably the best way to get us is Facebook.
Yep.
Nobody seems to use any other ways, so...
Yeah, Twitter. We're on iTunes and Stitcher and stuff, and maybe we're wildly popular on there.
Possibly.
Never check them.
Flick us a review. Let us know what you think, because we're just going to keep rambling in this
I am sort of like...
fashion.
I have given it thought that, like, we're in sort of like the golden era right now, where we've done enough podcasts that we're sort of comfortable on mic and all that sort of stuff, and we sort of know what we're doing. But we haven't got like a big bunch of fans that we have to worry about offending. Specifically on my behalf in regards to that. That we can just do what we want and, we're not influenced by what the crowd wants at this point.
So what you're saying is ideally we would make this podcast and nobody would ever listen to it.
Ideally we'll make this podcast but then ignore all our fans and just do what we want.
Well, yeah, that's you've really made it then.
Yes. Also, we're going to be, thanks to the timely advice of Mr. Gavin, going to be looking into putting our podcast up on YouTube. We already have a YouTube channel anyway, which is, I don't even know what the link to it is. I think you need to have videos on there before they allow you to have a personal link to it.
Yeah.
A personal URL. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. I'll be looking into that this afternoon. This evening, I should say.
It's 8:30 p.m.
It is 8:30 p.m.
this afternoon.
Okay. And if you enjoyed this, come on back next week for probably a more structured and reasoned episode of Popculture Pontification.
Yeah, do that.
I think we nailed it, Russell. I think if every week was like this, it'd just be...
We'd be like the number one.
Yeah, just damn pussy everywhere.
Damn.
I don't know.